What's up, you guys? Today we're going to be going over how you can use AI in order to create a logo and some of the basic branding things that you need to make a good looking page, especially if you haven't done a lot of cleaning jobs and stuff like that for your maid business. So the first thing you're going to want to do is either on your iPhone or on your MacBook or Windows, you're going to want to go ahead and install Discord. And then from there, you're going to go to midjourney.com and you're going to click join the beta. I highly suggest paying for the $10 to be able to get into it. And then from there, you can essentially start a private message with it. And this is going to be where we're able to create some cool logos. So to do that, we're going to do /imagine. And let's say platinum geometric maid logo, high fidelity. Say Octane render, 3D, white background, shadow. And we're going to Command C or Control C if you're on the Windows computer. Whoops, gotta do that again just because it didn't pick up on the /imagine. We'll go ahead and copy this. And we'll go ahead and produce 3 or 4 prompts. This is going to begin to generate. It's going to take a second, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and come back when it's generated. But you can see it kind of doing it quickly here. Alright, so it's given us a couple of options here. These might be a little bit too busy, a little bit too much. So what we're going to want to do is we'll go ahead and change this prompt a little bit. And we'll say simple, modern, sleek. And let's see how that changes it. And this is kind of the fun of doing this, is you get to really come up with something unique, but it usually doesn't just come out on this very first render. So go ahead and pause again, and we'll come back and see what this second run through looks like. Okay, cool. So we got a couple of options here. These are a little bit simpler, still a little bit intricate, but I really like this one. This one kind of looks like a vacuum cleaner. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take that. We'll have it produce a high quality version of it by clicking on the U4, which stands for like upgrade or something like that. And we'll say very subtle, and we'll say very region, and we'll see if we can get a couple different versions of this to pop up for us. Okay, so I like this a lot better. We have some options that are looking a lot more like a vacuum, and they're kind of vertical, forward facing. These two, man, I like these a lot. So this one is the most vertical facing. It's going to be the thing that makes the most sense for kind of a long-term sort of logo if I were going to use that. I would go with a lot simpler, kind of like one color flat logo if I'm going to make t-shirts and stuff like that. So for that, I would say something along the lines of, let's go with black, simple, sleek, geometric maid logo, vector graphic, and to get it to be centered, you can type in circle or circle logo, and that'll often get it to be centered. But we'll come up with a couple different options here. So while that's loading, we'll load a couple different versions of it. We'll go over to Canva. And then what I also want to do is say, I want to pick some colors. I'm going to say, let's go along with the vacuum. Let's say /imagine maids standing cleaning kitchen wearing silver and white modern maid clothes. And let's go with that. Let's see what this does for us. And basically what I'm looking for is to be able to create a couple of posts on Instagram, Facebook, and stuff like that, and have a feed that looks like it's got a little bit more going on. So this is only one color, which is nice, but it did still come out a little bit complicated. But there's a ton of different ways you could play around with it and get different versions of these. What we're going to go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and save this image, save it to downloads, and then we're going to go over here to Canva, type in logo, say clothing logo, customize, and we're going to want to go ahead and upload the image we have here. Go ahead and delete this. We could potentially keep that down there. We'll drop that in there. We don't want it to take up the whole space because we want to be able to easily edit it and say background remove. This is going to give us this kind of logo here. I'm going to go ahead and change it and say new made or new home. Call it New Home Cleaning Services. And we'll go ahead and change that font to something a little bit different. Definitely not that. Let's see here. That's okay. And then we'll go over here and we'll take one of the elements, which is going to be, so let's go with a circle. Change this to a black circle. Do position. We'll do backwards. And to kind of make this logo pop, I'm going to kind of center that right there. And then we're going to duplicate that one more time. We're going to say white. And this is where, like, even if you have Canva and stuff like that, this is where it can be helpful to have somebody, you know, still help you with this stuff, because there is still some, you know, kind of design skill that goes into it, even though it is a lot easier to do it. And that's kind of what I do on the side. So if you guys do need help with this stuff, just go ahead and let me know, and we can hop on a consultation call. But yeah, I kind of liked it a little bit. Whoops, liked it a little bit better when it was, that white was a little bit thicker. So we're gonna go ahead, leave that like that, and then what we'll do is we'll go check out this other kind of generated. So what I'm looking for is, I don't want all these crazy ones. I'm looking for more of like a blank kind of t-shirt. So what we'll say is, we'll go ahead and copy this. We'll say /imagine. We'll say we'll say girls standing in kitchen in polo shirts /imagine man standing in kitchen in white polo shirt. And I'm trying to get some custom digital mockups. Now, if we can't find any there that work for us, we can always go to 3D mockup, and we can always use one of these 3D mockup generators, like FreePic. You can go over and you can type in person or t-shirt, stuff like that, and you can go ahead and you can find these that you're able to use to be able to mock up. Let's say t-shirt mockup generator, and there's even some apps for it too. Placeit is the one that I like to use. So you could go here and you could click on that, and you could go ahead and save your logo on Canva. So let's go ahead and save this as a PNG. And this is going to be the building blocks of stuff that you're going to then be able to go ahead and upload to your Instagram profile, and just make it look, you know, a little bit more professional, look like there's a little bit more going on. This picture isn't necessarily the best for like a made one, but we'll use it just for the sake of it. So we'll go ahead and upload image, go with our logo. I believe I didn't pull out the background, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to save, and you're going to want to do transparent background, and that's going to have it look a lot better on the t-shirt. Design, upload from device. So this is going to be the one that's going to upload. and you're going to have the logo right there. So you're going to be able to make some stuff without having to pay for a photographer and all that doing this. Or if you can get these generations to come out in a way that makes sense, which I've done it plenty of times, just having a little bit hard time right now. And we could even take his t-shirt and we could save that image. And then we could come over here to Canva again, make this full screen, and we'll upload that design custom. You can also use reference images on Midjourney, so if you were to say, let's say, made, I don't know, it's going to pop up, especially during Halloween, made blank white t-shirt. You can even upload a picture into Midjourney and you could tell it to create something similar to that if you were going for a specific look. So let's just say we're the most professional maids ever and these guys are wearing long sleeve shirts. And we'll do use and design. We'll say Instagram post. We'll click upload. We'll go ahead and grab our logo right there. We'll drop it in here. And then you could go ahead and you could kind of, place it somewhere that makes sense. Maybe rotate it a little bit so it looks like it's a little bit more natural. And then what I would do is I would go over here and I would just change the transparency a little bit so that it kind of looks like it fits on the t-shirt a little bit better. And that's just kind of the stuff you can do to make your Instagram page obviously look a little bit better. And then you can go over here and you could even add some outlines and stuff like that around the image. You could add this in here. And we can go with the gray. Looks like Canva's glitching out, not wanting to pop it up. But yeah, you kind of add some stuff around the edges and sort of make this look a little bit more busy. And obviously do your brand colors and everything. And we can add some text. This big bold text that looks really nice. And we'll do an effect on that. We'll add a shadow on the back. Go ahead and increase the intensity up to 70. Drop that over here. If we want to add a cool effect, we could even re-upload the picture of him. And these are just some kind of design tips for you guys. Obviously at this point in the video you should be able to figure out how to kind of create a logo and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and re-drop this in here on top. What we'll do is we'll do background remover. That's going to give us just this guy here. We'll line it up to make it the same size as the one behind him. And then what we'll be able to do is we can position this in front of the text kind of create a cool effect. So let's go ahead and grab that text again and make the image box a little bit smaller so I can grab the text. And what we'll do is remove that kind of like behind his head. We'll just kind of make like sort of a magazine kind of look a little bit. Gotta reposition him just a slight tad. Trying to get him to be just right. A lot easier on the phone where you can kind of have your thumbs to control the width and stuff like that. But anyways, now what we need to do is bring that logo over here. And then we can bring him back up to the front. go ahead and bring the logo to the very front. Drop that right there. Make this white. White. Go ahead and expand the size of that. Put that right there. We'll do edit on that as well. Let's see if we can. And then what we'll want to do is we'll duplicate. And we can go through and just kind of off of this, then we can begin to sort of make our entire, Instagram feed from there. We'll create 30 different posts, or 9 at least to start with if you're just making the account, and you'll be able to have kind of a professional looking page. But yeah, if you guys need any help with that, if you want to hire me to have me do it, you can reach out to me on Instagram. I'll put it down in the description, and I'll see you guys next time.